Today we're back on Realm Simulator because update number 2 just went live, which oddly enough is labeled as update 1, even though we had update 1 last week. Either way, it looks like we have the brand new Shadow Realm with 12 new swords, new backpack, as well as 6 new pets. The Golden Winds event, which I have no idea what that means, but hopefully we get to figure it out in this video. We have the brand new index, which I believe there's individual rewards for completing the index with a overall reward of a legendary tag once you 100% complete it. There's the group chest, which I actually just went ahead and redeemed. Auto attack rework, that's kind of good. Balancing changes as well as quality of life changes. One of the buffs that I am noticing right off the start here is that the max amount of pets that I can actually have equipped is no longer 10. Instead, it is 12 now, so that's really good. Looking over here, the brand new backpack is 1.8 trillion, I believe, and it's actually a pretty decent increase from the previous one. So if we take a look here, crit was increased by 0.05, sword and pet inventory by 10, coins buff by 5%, walk speed by 10%, and pet speed by another 10%. So pretty decent. Unfortunately, it isn't 2 brand new backpacks, but just rather 1. And then over here on the bottom left hand side, you'll notice that next to the daily rewards, there's now this kind of like arrow pointing up with like bars underneath. Well, if you click on that, this is the brand new index. Like I mentioned before, there's index for every single area, and there's a reward in order for you to go ahead and complete the entire index for that area. This is really cool because it gives us a reason to go back and do all of the old areas. Looking at some of the rewards here, it's actually pretty decent stuff, except for when you get to these pets. But the potions, I'm definitely all for. Let's go ahead and see how much this brand new zone is going to cost us. It says 300 billion. I'm interested to see how this is going to look, man. This previous area from last week's update looked incredible. To outdo this one is going to be pretty difficult, but let's see. Oh, this is kind of sick. So it has kind of like a graveyard kind of theme to it. I love the fog that there is. So at level 100, we're able to go ahead and do the Sinister Slime. Activating this will give us these over here, which are level 100, and then you have the Wicked Wisp at level 104. The second shrine seems to be available at level 105, and then the third and final shrine is at 120. So we have quite some grinding to do here. But let's take a look at the egg for this area. So 16 billion, decently cheap considering I'm sitting at 245 trillion right now, but I am kind of curious to see some of these stats here. So let's open up one, and I'm definitely going to be deleting all of these because I've kind of been holding on to them for whatever reason. I don't even know. And let's take a look. Yo, wait a minute. What? The common ones are 100 mil at level 105? That's actually kind of insane. It pretty much makes it so that I should probably delete every single pet that's in here because it's just taking up space for no reason. All right, so there we go. We have ourselves a clean inventory, and I'm actually going to go ahead and open a bunch of these, so I will be right back. All right, so as you guessed it, I didn't really get anything too crazy. I was able to get the Skull Army, which is technically the epic. It's pretty decent. I mean, at level 103, it's doing 271 mil. Level 98, the Guardian is 299. So still really not worth it for me to go ahead and swap this out. So let's go ahead and start making some progress here to make our way to the final boss and get our hands on the legendary sword in this area. Hopefully, because let's be realistic, the Celestial Edge from the previous area took an extremely long time to get. I have currently 4 of them, and I want to say that I've gotten all 4 of these within the last 24 hours, even though I farmed a crazy amount throughout the week. And actually, I just remembered they changed the auto attack. So let's see how this works now. Ah, it sends your whole entire team. That's way better than sending them one by one. Yeah, I definitely like this auto attack way more. Speaking of which, we just went ahead and got the Purple Thorn Blade, which is the rare for this area. Only 520 mil, not really all that great. But we're gonna go ahead and collect the rest that we need to make an epic. Unless, of course, I'm lucky enough to get an epic drop. All right, so I've officially gone ahead and hit level 105. And inside of my inventory, I have enough to go ahead and make 2 of the epic swords for this area. The reason why I am doing it, even though I'm pretty sure it's not going to be as good as the legendary from the last area, is obviously for the sake of the index. If you notice down here, the completed reward for this area is actually the legendary pet. So I definitely want to go ahead and get that done. So let's teleport to the hub. And let's see what the stats are for the legendary, sorry, not the legendary, the epic for this area. And I also want to see how much it costs. 1.4 trillion. That is kind of steep, man. Let's go ahead and do one of them and see how much is it. 3.5 billion? Hey, yo. Hey, never mind. I guess we are making two of them. That's kind of insane. 3.5 billion? And dude, they look sick. Yo. Taking a look back over here, we went ahead and now completed this first section right here. And actually, that counted for the second section as well, because I forgot that there's two different mobs inside of the first shrine. So now we're moving on to the second shrine. Go ahead and activate that one right here, the Rancid Roach. So over here we have the Rancid Roach at 105, and then this side, the Undead Army 110, and the Evil Cyclops 115. Do all three of these have the same rewards? They do, except that the Evil Cyclops only drops a rare and higher. That's kind of interesting. We're definitely going to have to take some of these guys out just for the sake of index, obviously. And then we're going to be grinding for, I believe it's level 120 to get to the last shrine. So again, let me do some grinding. I'll be right back. All right, so we actually just finished getting right now the epic for this area. And it is called the Skull Crusher at 5 billion damage. That's insane. Let me turn off auto swing here. Look at that. Pretty sick, man. So technically, I only need one more of the rares in this area in order to make my second one, or I can just go ahead and keep taking care of these and see if another Skull Crusher drops, because it is a 7% drop chance, so it might be pretty easy to actually get it. So let me get back to grinding here. All right, so I decided to come back to the spawn so I can go ahead and make the second one of these, and something told me to go ahead and walk up to the Golden Winds kind of like little thing that's here. Turns out this is for Robux, but it also happens every hour. It says summon golden winds for 195 Robux. I don't know exactly what that does, but I think I'm going to go ahead and purchase it, since technically we are moving on to the next area now. Who knows? Maybe that's going to help me out for whatever reason. I don't even know. But let's see what exactly this does. So 195 Robux for this. What is going to happen? Plus 4,000% crit chance. Yo, and double coins. Wait a minute. All right, so let's go over here. The golden winds are blowing through the realms. Yo. All right, so we're just gonna focus on the last boss and see what happens here. Especially with the 4,000% crit chance, this is gonna be kind of insane. If I'm doing this little bit of damage with the crit chance, how long does this actually take? So I'm level 120 right now. How much is that gonna level me? It leveled me 2 levels. Kind of insane, dude. Just the rare weapon from this boss is better than the epic from the last area. That's insane, dude. All right, so I want to say that that lasted roughly around 5 minutes. If you notice in the chat, it shows when the actual storm comes in, or sorry, when the winds come in, and it'll actually even tell you who summoned it if somebody purchased it for Robux. Then after that, it'll give you kind of like a 10-second warning where it says the golden winds begin to calm, and instantly after that, it says the golden winds will return another time. I'm not gonna lie, man, it's pretty OP, but at the same time, I am glad that it comes for free every single hour. Either way, during that time, I was able to get the Skull Scepter, which is the epic for the final area, or should I say the final shrine, and it does 52 billion damage. I'm actually gonna go to the hub right now and make myself a second one, because without the 4,000% crit chance, this is a little slow. So there we go, man. We got ourselves not the best weapon, but at least a decent kind of setup going on here until we're able to get 2 of the legendaries for the new zone. Taking a look over at my index, I'm really just missing all of the legendaries from pretty much every single one of the shrines except for the first one, and of course the legendary pet. So I'm going to try and farm this for the next couple of minutes here. If I'm not able to get the legendary weapon, I'm going to transfer over to the egg, trying to get the legendary pet, so that way I can go ahead and show you guys the stats for those. All right, so I've gone ahead and spent probably the last hour and a half trying to chase after the legendary pet. Sadly, I haven't been successful to get my hands on it. If you notice, I'm sitting at 1.2 Q of total coins right now from how much this has taken me. But if you look at my inventory right now, your boy was lucky enough to get the Shadow Scythe, which is currently the best weapon in the game. 130 billion damage, and honestly I have to say it looks pretty sick. I mean, it's kind of huge, so it's clipping through the ground. But maybe if I get like up here, yeah, look at that, dude. That thing is sick. It's actually massive. And honestly, I'm looking forward to getting a second one. I was lucky enough to get this in one of the Golden Wins event that was happening, not the one that I paid for. Because if you notice up here in the chat, this is the one I paid for. And then roughly around an hour later, the free one kind of happened. And I was lucky enough to get it right after that. So if you look over on my actual index over here, you'll notice that now we can see the drop chances from each and every single one of the enemies that drops this. So 0.03% for the weakest one in the final shrine, 0.09% for the second weakest, and then 0.4% drop chance for the overall best boss at the final shrine. Now again, I am missing just one more legendary as well as the legendary pet, which just hasn't been in my favor. I don't know what's going on here. I've been trying to hatch it for a while now. I haven't gotten a single one. It's also really strange that having luck potions seems to make you less lucky than when you don't have them on. It's kind of weird. While I had my luck potions on and while I was buying luck potions, I didn't get a single legendary weapon to drop or a single legendary pet. But the moment that I stopped using my luck potion, I got the legendary weapon. So it's kind of weird. Either way, I'm going to go ahead and upload this video. Hopefully you guys went ahead and enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to subscribe, drop a like on this video. Let me know if you want to see some more content on Realm Simulator. That's going to do it for this video. Like always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.